Well, this was a much different trading day than I've seen in a long time. A lot of chop on a day when the QQQ was down 4%. Um, Interesting. Anyway, I had two trades today. This is where we are just after the close. Show you the clock. There you go. So yeah. Um, what can I say? I posted a video earlier of my first trade. I'm going to zoom out or show you the whole chart, I guess I should say. Yeah, and I'll shrink this down vertically, give you a better feel for it. I'll get rid of that alert, help clear this up. So, I had a video earlier. I covered this first trade, got in kind of at a lousy point because I got mixed up here. Clicked some buttons on the platform, and it kind of screwed up my entry. And by the time I got it ironed out, I mean, you got to move quick. By the time I got it ironed out, I tried entering right here at the bottom because you can see that I had a resistance line there. I bought there, and turns out I was trading in the wrong account. I have about 6 or 7 accounts that are linked. And so I tried to click on the correct account and misclicked and ended up, in any event, once I got it squared away, price was all the way up in here. I did take 250 shares here, didn't go anywhere, shrunk, went down, got out up here at the top. It was a great exit, which is unusual for me. I usually have really good entries, and my exits are typically way too soon. I'm really pleased with how I exited here. Made a gain on that. Price came down into here. Now, I decided to take 250 shares long here at about 31.32 that was. I had an opportunity to sell it numerous times. Right there where the red arrow's pointing. I had a chance to scalp some gains. It was only 250 shares, especially here, and I almost took it. But I had a feeling we might get up into here, maybe approach this area up in here, and it didn't happen. Just a ton of chop here. And it continued to chop even later after I had an opportunity to sell that pop up here. Price shrunk down here. I really was considering getting in with about 2,500 shares here. I just didn't do it, and I should have. I would have been able to sell for a nice gain here. You can see how it popped up and hit my resistance line. Again, support and resistance lines, they work great. And I was tracking those support and resistance lines to a 5-minute chart dating back many, many months. Back to when NASDAQ was this low, which goes back a ways. But those lines do hold. They hold across time. They hold in short term and they hold in the long term. So moving along, price hit here, fell off again, considered going long. It had hit my target, but I thought we were going to get down in here to this level right here. And it didn't, obviously. Price went up into here. Again, I was in the money on that trade, 250 shares. And what I did was I set a trend line here, and it just hugged that trend line on the following 3 candles, and the bottom fell out. I suspected that we were going to get a run down to the bottom at the close, so it didn't bother me too much. And I was looking for it. So here, when it started to turn at this same spot where we had resistance and the price had popped earlier, I took another 250 shares, putting me in for 500 shares total. And thought I might get a run up to the yellow EMA, which would have actually brought me to even. I was going to dump the whole thing. It didn't, though, however. Clearly, price just dropped down. And interestingly enough, it hit this other trend line, which is a mirror of this one. I laid it in here. Got long right at that trend line, basically. And look what price did. Dropped down to my support line. Quickly bounced up. Finished the candle right there at the trend line where I entered. And then started going up in the last 5 minutes of the morning, of the afternoon. I was eager to get out. This particular share purchase here was 3,000 shares. So I was in for 3,500 shares in the last 5 minutes of the trading session. So I was eager to get out. And what was a small gain on the day turned into, at my exit here, I exited at exactly 30.42. Giving me a gain of $491.21. $491.21. You can see I did get out early. Price went up here by the time market closed. But that's okay. Just kind of moderating the risk there. I wasn't holding out for the last penny. And I'm happy to walk away with nearly $500. So that's how that played out. Interesting trading. Much different session than any of the others I've experienced since I started trading again at the end of March. I'm curious what tomorrow will bring.